Hey there, welcome to Night Sky Wisdom and Tarot. I'm Alex. So I decided to bring you a Mercury Retrograde reading for the sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Well, actually for the retrograde readings, let's keep it Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, okay? And let's see, we have a Mercury retrograde coming up in Gemini, and then it moves into Taurus, and it's supposed to last from May 10th to June 3rd, keeping in mind that we are in pre-shadow and then we have post-shadow period. So first disclaimer, I am not an astrologer. I am heavily interested in learning more about astrology. I know a little bit about a lot of aspects of it, but not the whole picture. So I'm not here to give you an astrological reading. What I'm here to do is read the energies that Spirit is giving me surrounding the collective based on your sign for that time period. So again, this is not based on the specifics of the astrology, but the energies, because I'm not a psychic, but I'm very much an intuitive. I can oftentimes feel the energies prior to any explanation about what's going on, or, astrologically, or in current events. I oftentimes find myself highly affected by the energy surrounding the collective. So I felt like, why not channel that into a Mercury retrograde reading? Anyway, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Keep in mind, this is a general reading, so it cannot and will not apply to everyone, but hopefully it gives the best advice for the collective. So I'm going to do a 6-card horseshoe spread preceded by one Soul's Wisdom Tarot card, Oracle card, I'm sorry. And what we're going to do is look at what Spirit is saying you should focus on during this retrograde period and how to address certain issues to help you move forward post-retrograde, okay? And again, I said this one is in Gemini, which rules the house of communication, and it moves into Taurus, which deals a lot with family structures, formalities, stability, things of that nature, and very much the self more so than others. So if you would like more about the specifics of the retrograde, I would encourage you to look at, there's plenty of astrologers on YouTube, but this again is an intuitive reading for you guys. So the Oracle card that we got highlighting this retrograde for you Capricorn is blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. And I'm actually being led to read a little bit more about that. Let's see. It's so easy to give away the power to transform your life. Certainly, there have been people along your path who have shaped you into who you are today, but you are solely responsible for your own happiness. The ego can be a very fragile thing, and if it comes under fire, the first instinct is to blame an outside force. Victim consciousness weakens the connection that you have to your soul source. This mindset says, I don't have the power inside myself to break free because someone else's power is stronger. This is an illusion. When you believe that someone else is responsible for your problems, that belief is the problem. Personal responsibility can empower you to change your reality. Lasting transformation always begins on the inside and works its way out. There's a difference between a reason and an excuse. A reason is valid and unavoidable. An excuse is an attempt to shift the blame. So what this is really saying to me is that for this retrograde, a lot of you may need to focus on forgiveness as well. There is a card for forgiveness, but this I feel like goes hand in hand with forgiveness. Who are you holding a grudge against? Who in your life has been responsible, but maybe a lot of the source of your pain or dysfunction? But as of now, you can admit to yourself that now it's your responsibility and your choice whether or not to move beyond that. If you choose to hold on to the anger and the hurt and the blame and direct your energy towards the person that shorted you, that harmed you, that lied to you, then what you're doing is choosing at some point to remain in that space of being a victim. And victims oftentimes don't, you're not able to really move forward and be proactive and progressive. You're kind of stuck in the past. So let's see how that shows up in the tarot reading as well. But, maybe the retrograde is bringing you into a place to identify those fractured spaces in your life, those fractured relationships. Now, not saying that you can't hold people you can only hold yourself accountable. Not saying that you don't identify those who have hurt you, right? But if you're saying that the reason why I'm this way, the reason why I have walls up are because of this person. Well, if you can identify that, then now it's your responsibility to move on from it because they're holding you back, okay? So let's get 6 cards, Spirit, for, I'm getting this as a focal card, for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this Mercury retrograde. And I'll try to get all the cards in the frame, but it's very, you know what, let me move this down. Let me move this down and that may help. Okay. Okay, Spirit, you get cards for Capricorn, energy for Mercury retrograde. Ooh. Spirit, what's the energies for Capricorn? Ooh, too many. Sorry, guys. These cards are very stiff, even though I've had them for a while. So just give me one moment to get 2 more cards for you guys, and then we can jump into this. And one more card, Spirit. Okay. So in your present space, which I'm looking at as the main focal point for your, that Spirit wants you to concentrate on for this retrograde, is Magician. So what you're being asked to do is look at what's blocking your ability to manifest and have control over the outcomes in your life, which fits so perfectly with this blame energy in the Oracle card. Because when you're focused, again, on the person that hurt you or the people that hurt you or disappointed you in a bad way, you're focused on them not to heal, but you're focused on them out of anger, out of wanting to see them suffer. Now you're blocking yourself from manifesting because your energy isn't going into your own growth, your own ability to manifest. So Spirit really wants you to focus on those blockages. Are you still holding on to an energy of an ex? Are you aware that your parents or some parental figure in your past shorted you, really didn't provide the stable foundation that children need to grow into healthy, functioning adults? Are you realizing that the absence of a parent really affected you? The loss of someone really affected you? Are you realizing that a friend who betrayed you, maybe you thought you got over it, but you're still harboring resentment towards them? Are you finding yourself more focused on whether or not other people get their karma rather than focused on your own outcomes? So really tuning into your Magician energy, remembering that there's an underlying theme of blame there. If you've gone into hermit mode in the recent past, you've started off on the right foot. Hermit mode, for those who don't know, is very much Virgo energy, representing going within to seek clarity spiritually regarding some areas of darkness in your life. So maybe this is when you realized how much of an effect this person or people or energies from the past have on your present life. And I'm feeling and sensing a lot of anger and resentment. Again, this is a lot of inner child type of work. So this is like the first step. What I'm seeing, that there was a negative energy, a deceptive, calculating, strategic energy. So a lot of Capricorns, and I'm feeling that this manifested in more than one way. So I feel like a lot of you have experienced an overabundance of tactical, calculated people in your past who did a lot of taking, but not a lot of giving. An energy that you've encountered through different mediums and different people more than once in your life. And these people may not come across immediately upon first interaction or encounter as negative energies or bad people. No one's wholly good or bad. No one's totally bad or totally good. So these are people who in general are considered good people, but in how they've dealt with you, it's been very selfish, very self-serving, picking you up when they need you, putting you down when they don't, trying to figure out where to utilize you in their life, Capricorn, but not really focusing on how you needed to be nurtured. I get this energy a lot for you right now. And in the near future, it's showing that that energy still kind of affects you. You're being asked to work on this during the retrograde. How to address and accept what was. Not to sugarcoat it, not to say, oh, it doesn't matter anymore. It didn't hurt me. It's not about being in denial. It's about being in a place where you can accept that it was what it was. People are who they are. These people probably had as much hurt or trauma, if not more, than what they caused you. And therefore, in their mind, maybe they were doing the best that they could, but they didn't make a choice to improve off of the negative cycles that they experienced. And they paid it forward to you. So when you really understand more about how humans work, remove the personal aspect of the situation and just look at how cycles work and traumas work and why do people operate the way they operate. Momentarily disassociate yourself with the situation and just look at that person and what miserable state they must have been in, or what aspects of their life are lacking to feel the need to treat other people in the way that they treated them in order to get what they want. Or if they felt they had to do that to get what they want, how messed up are they? Understanding that they had to be tragically messed up in some kind of way in order to shift that energy to you, kind of sometimes helps in understanding that they still deserve the responsibility and accountability for the actions. But what they did is not a reflection on you. And you can't sit around focused on it and waiting on some kind of resolution or karmic justice. You've got to move on from it. So really harness this energy. And because this retrograde is in Gemini, which focuses heavily on communication, I'm getting this one of two ways. Either this is an opportunity to revisit and have those talks and those discussions that you need to have to feel like you said your piece without expecting, some profound realization on the part of the other person, but just have the discussion and to be able to walk away from it knowing you've done all you could do and then release it, right? Or to understand that this person isn't capable of communicating the I'm sorry. They aren't capable of communicating the love that they claim to have for you, and using this retrograde and Gemini energy to understand that you need to release the need for some kind of communication from this person. Let's see. The energy surrounding you is Three of Pentacles in reverse. So during this retrograde, you might have some problems with working or collaborating or communicating with others. And again, this is a retrograde in Gemini, so it makes sense, right? Don't expect, because back to what I said about these discussions or these understandings or revisiting these situations, you may not be able to get the verbal acknowledgement of how you feel. What I'm hearing with this Three of Pentacles in reverse is don't expect a collaborative understanding. Solely focus on you and what you need to do or say to make you feel better without, oh, if I say this, they'll respond this way. Just what do you need to get off of your chest to be able to release this blame as far as, in the sense that you're trying to remove it as a blockage. In your obstacle position, you have the Hierophant in reverse. So Hierophant upright is very much about formal religious establishments, institutions, figures. It's also about formal connections with people, such as marriages, maybe living together, maybe owning property with someone, but it's an established formal way of connecting in spiritual relationships. I guess it's the best way I know how to put it. Excuse me, because I'm losing my ability to communicate clearly during this retrograde already. And I feel like it's in the obstacle position, maybe because, again, the collaborative energy it's showing that during this retrograde, the energy is not really going to be supporting collaborations for you. So this is very much an individual journey about working through your disappointments and working through them on your own and finding solace on your own based off of the work that you do. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It doesn't seem like you're going to have a lot of understanding, a lot of support, maybe not a lot of guidance. This also could indicate those of you that are in a relationship or have close friendships during this time, you may find yourself formally ending those connections. I also see it as a potential delay, or how do I put this? Potential delays or potential hiccups or issues with formalizing these discussions. So let's say you want to sit down and have a talk. You know, you have a parent or someone that you need to have this discussion with. I'm really feeling like it may be an obstacle to getting them to even agree to hear your side of the story. Hierophant, that's not the traditional interpretation of that card, but I am an intuitive reader. I'm getting the formality of having the discussion may be a bit of a challenge. So I'm not saying to blindside anybody, but you might want to consider not making it a formal thing, not doing this whole, like, when can we sit down and have a conversation and talk? Because I really need to get some things off of my chest. But maybe when you see the opportunity, take it. If you're with the person, if you know you're going to be in their presence within, especially during this retrograde period, and there's an opportunity there, take it, seize it. You might not have Ayanla, moment where you're sitting down on a couch formally having these discussions. And in your vice position is a 6 of Cups in reverse. So Spirit is saying to you to let go of the obligation of familiarity is what I'm hearing. So these discussions are very hard to have, especially I feel like I'm talking to a lot of Capricorns who are growing up in, post 30s, Yeah, there might be some 20s, but it'll be like later 20s, 30s or beyond, maybe even 40s or beyond, 50s or beyond. But I feel like I'm talking to a more mature group of Capricorns age-wise who have had a hard time in the past having the discussions that you need to have with people who have hurt you, letting them know, hey, I do give you responsibility for putting this on me to heal from, basically. It's been tough having those conversations because, this is family. These are people who, I'm sure by their accounts, they've always only done things, in your best interest. And people who you love. It's not necessarily always people that you completely have hatred for, or who completely are out of your life. These could be people you still have connections with, but you've got to let that go. You are not obligated to endure excessive amounts of pain solely because someone shares DNA with you. If you need to heal and communicating to that person that they have ownership, they have a part in your need to heal, they are part of the reason that you need to heal, they might be upset, but oh well. If you survived what they put you through, they will survive the discomfort of the conversation. And so will you, Capricorn. It's showing that the outcome for you, if you are able to take this advice, use this energy to go back and rectify some of these issues for which you're harnessing blame and resentment and anger and hurt, Lover's energy. Coming into union with your higher self, feeling like things start to flow a lot easier, feeling more in tune, feeling more connected, feeling like the load is lightened, your steps are lighter because you are in alignment. For a lot of you, this is a requirement for you to make it to that next level. This Mercury retrograde, while these conversations may be hard, or even if there's not a conversation, release whatever you're doing or need to do to release this blame. It may be difficult. It is very much necessary for you to walk through the door into the next phase of your life. So I'm going to clarify a couple of cards, not the entire spread, just to get more details about this. Give me 1 second, Capricorn. Okay. So let's clarify the Hermit. Spirit, can we get more insight into what was discovered in Hermit mode? What were the blockages? What was the insight that was received when our Capricorns went into Hermit mode in the in the recent past? Ten of Swords in reverse, holding on to something pain that needs to end for an excessively long amount of time. So subjecting yourself, once the deed was done, you continue to subject yourself to the pain by revisiting it or exposing yourself to the source of it. Three of Pentacles in reverse, understanding that everybody around you isn't there for you or with you. And the Death card, needing to let things end or die. So you know that you've been holding on. And you know what? You might not have known. So you knew there was an issue. You know there was some past trauma. And you kept reliving it in present situations. Ten of Swords in reverse. And the people that you were supposed to be working with in life and who were supposed to elevate you and help take you to a higher place, you realize that in a lot of ways they held you down and held you back and kept putting you back in this Ten of Swords energy. So you really realize that there was a need to transform, to evolve, to allow old things to die and to bring forth a new you, which is why the present energy of the Magician is the focus for you for this Mercury retrograde. Let's clarify this Magician energy. The Star. Did something else flip? No. Okay. The Star. What else for this Magician energy for Capricorn? Jeez. What was that? The King of Wands. Okay. One more card. Ugh. Two of Pentacles. So clarifying this Magician energy that you're working on releasing, not releasing like letting go, but unleashing, I should say, tapping into fully. The Star, the King of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. The Star being your ultimate wish fulfillment, realizing what you really want for your life and how things of the past or ways of thinking in the past kept you from that. King of Wands, you're looking at that Star energy, realizing what's bringing you closer towards it. So it's like, you know, tapping into your intuition, tapping into your inner strength, your confidence. Confidence is a big thing for King of Wands. And I feel like these people in the past really affected your confidence. I'm hearing not only are you realizing what your star is, you are a star. The Capricorns that I'm talking to have very much star quality, even if it's not literally, you know, social media, television. There's something about you that when in your element and not hindered by these wounds from the past is so attractive that you may find yourself being thrown into an element which you get a lot of eyes on you, a lot of awareness of who you are, your name in rooms that you don't even know about type of energy. And so you're weighing out what needs to stay and what needs to go. I'm hearing this is the whole accountability, blame and release thing. Blame and release, blame and release. Like, where do I need to keep strict boundaries in place? Where am I unnecessarily putting up boundaries that are keeping me held back more than it's holding other people off? Where do I need to release that energy of blame and shift it to acceptance? Yes, they're still accountable, but acceptance allows you to release the focus on the blame. Spirit, can we clarify this King of Swords in reverse energy? Oh, when did this flip? Okay, we got Ace of Swords, the Devil, which is your card, but it's also indicative, Page of Cups, of toxicity. I believe you received some clarity on the people in your life who seem to be offering you love, but really it was toxicity disguised as love. These are the people, okay, for example, these are the elders in your family who point out the fact that every time they see you that, oh, you getting big, ain't you? You busting out your pants. Okay, we laugh it off because we're used to it. They think that that's normal because they're used to it. And they'll say, it's just because I care about you. It's just because I love you. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't point it out. But really deep down, they were verbally or emotionally subject to some abuse. And they don't even identify it as abuse because it's so prominent and prevalent in family structure, in some family structures, that the things that are somewhat emotionally abusive, we laugh it off. So they give you these little cups of love that are really underlying devil energy. You finally gain clarity on that. That is not love. That's generational curses. That's traumas. That's emotional toxicity. That's emotional baggage. That's not love. And now you're paying it forward to me? You really get to identify these people in their King of Swords and reverse energy and put up some boundaries. And those boundaries are going to help you release blame because now it's on them. Right now, you're shouldering it. The Capricorns that this reading is for, you've been shouldering all of this emotional trauma, this hurt, this pain, and it's been a blockage for you. And you're about to get cut loose from that blockage. You are about to have and be and see and do everything you wanted. You got to get through this one last little test. It's not even a test. It's a task that unfortunately has been assigned to you because of the position or the place or the people you were born, the family you were born into. But you got to do it. The only way through it is through it. The only way past it is through it. Let's clarify. I said I wasn't going to clarify everything, but this is so good. Like, this is what we need. Three of Pentacles in reverse. What is this Three of Pentacles in reverse energy that, represents the energy around you during this retrograde? Or what's going on with this Three of Pentacles in reverse energy? For Capricorn spirit, what's this Three of Pentacles in reverse energy for Capricorns? Oh, Strength. Oh yeah, Strength. Eight of Pentacles. One more card. Capricorns, you all are going to have to do this work on your own. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. Strength card, Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, all you, solo dolo. So again, don't expect much feedback. Don't expect them to have some revelation via the conversations. Even if it's not a conversation and you're just adjusting the way you move and the way you respond and the way you react, or the access that you allow people to have to you, don't expect them to be on the same wavelength as far as understanding the why. Don't expect them to apologize. Don't expect them to be open to the discussion. Remember that this retrograde is an opportunity for you to release so that you can move on to the next level. They may not reciprocate. This is about release, not reciprocation. Okay? Hierophant in reverse energy. That was quick. The Chariot and the Two of Wands in reverse. And one more card. And the Queen of Pentacles, which is also you, Capricorn. Okay, so I said that the Hierophant of reverse could be a couple of different things. Stepping away from relationships or support systems that could help you through this may not be available to you during this. Okay, you, again, solo dolo information. This is in your obstacle position. The Chariot, the need for fast forward movement. The universe is moving quickly. It's taking you through this quickly. It may be like you start uncovering things. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, this is why I do this. You're why I do that. Oh, you used to tell me this and I thought it was love, but it's not love. There's a lot going on that you're going to have to remain in your energy and in your power, but don't expect people around you to gain any clarity or direction as a response. People are not going to respond to the energy, the wavelength that you're on right now. I just want you to grasp that, and maybe these are almost reiterating each other. Because if you focus on their response, it becomes a hiccup and a hindrance to you moving past this. And if you don't move past it, you're going to revisit it at some point. We don't want to keep going through this. Let's clarify the Lovers as an outcome. Ooh, Ten of Pentacles. The Fool. Y'all. Oh, I'm so happy for you guys. Yes. The outcome card. I know this is so tough. This is that stuff that, those conversations that make our gut like cramp. These are those discussions that have us up at night wondering what is the fallout going to be. I know it's not easy, but this is the time for you to utilize this retrograde energy. This is the highlight of it. And if you are able to release this blame for the hurt that you've been through, this is clarifying the Lover's energy. Like I said, you coming into divine union with yourself and your higher self, as above, so below. Guess what it brings? Ten of Pentacles. The Fool. You lighten your load and are willing to take a fool's journey to the things that really make you happy. Gifts from the universe. Ace of Pentacles. I'm seeing a lot of money. I don't know how. It will manifest differently for different people, but also more stable foundations. And so it's like you have a soul family out there, Capricorns, that this is for. And some of you have already met these people, and this might be what's actually bringing this other essence of releasing blame with regard to, I'm hearing, your biological family or people from your past, period. Some of you have a new soul family that's come in, and you're going to actually rebuild your foundation, maybe including some of these people from the past, but maybe not. But the new soul family that you have is a big focus for this Ten of Pentacles. They're also bringing with them business opportunities for you. Just more happiness and prosperity and abundance and free flowing and the ability to love freely and move freely. And as you move, you're granted with more and more gifts from the universe. I don't know what else to tell you. Remember, Spirit is saying, we'll do that one last clarification card, because why not? Oh, this was flipped over too. Hierophant. Ooh, Okay, so remember the Hierophant in reverse as an obstacle? It's saying if you're able to alchemize this energy during this retrograde, Capricorn, guess what? The Hierophant flips upright. So while I said this kind of represents the fact that people may not be there for you through this journey, they may not respond to this journey, well, the people that will, oh my goodness, look at this. The people that will, they'll be there on the other side of this healing. Oh my goodness. Okay. 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 And might as well just clarify the Six of Cups. We done went through all this in reverse, which is your advice to not allow connections of the past or feeling obligated to the past to hold you back. Yep. High Priestess, Six of Wands. Two of them came out. 10 of Cups. Capricorn, clarifying your advice from Spirit, not letting you, don't let these people make you feel like, how dare you? I'm your mother. I did the best I could. It's not about that. People like to use their connections to you to keep you trapped into not allowing them to, not placing responsibility where responsibility lies. So they'd rather you take ownership of feeling smaller or feeling inadequate because of the toxicity that they placed in your head early on, or the toxicity or the negative thought patterns that they put in your head because of the ways that they treated you. They'd rather you take ownership than to have the audacity to come to them and bring it to them and highlight where they fell short. Parents are really big on this when they're not in their light energy, when they're leaning more on their darker side of energy. Parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, family members, cousins, sisters, brothers. But this could also be people you were in other types of relationship with. But God is saying if you don't allow that to hinder you, because this is what, first of all, High Priestess energy. Intuitively, you know where the correct blame lies. Intuitively, you know not to take these things to heart. You really need to tap into your relationship with your higher power, because that's where your support lies. This will also lead you to calmer waters if you don't allow them and their connection with you or your feeling of obligation to you hinder you. 10 of Cups, ultimate happiness. Come on. And this also I'm hearing, listen, I'm not one of those tarot readers that will like dog out your family because they had some negative traits. We all have negative traits. We all mess up. All we can do is pray that we identify it and don't pass it forward. Okay? People would have the best of intentions and can do us the worst ways and not even realize that they're doing it. So I also see this as rebuilding the family or the connection. They might push back and say some things that make you afraid of losing them, but underlying, you're able to get to 10 of Cups if you can address this with them. It might not happen immediately, but this is the goal. Ace of Cups, an abundance of love, support, emotional exchange, free flowing, just heartfelt warmth, love. I don't know how else to put it. If you listen, Capricorns, this is major for you guys in a good way. So don't hesitate to address where this shows up in your life. Who are you still angry at? Who are you still angry at that doesn't even know how much? Maybe they know what they did. They don't even realize how much it's affected you because you didn't realize. I feel like a lot of the Capricorns that I'm talking to have come into realization. Listen, this is good stuff. So as much as this may feel like a headache, I get it. You know, Capricorn like, I don't want to have these discussions. I just want to go on. I want to get to the bag. But understand that this is what's hindering your bag. And once you get through this, in the future, when you look back in retrospect, this is a blip on the timeline for you, because what's going to take over is this 10 of Cups, Ace of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Hierophant, Fool energy, Lovers. Listen, bravo. I am congratulating you guys in advance, because once this retrograde is over, It's nothing but up from here. Anyway, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I know this ran a little long, but I hope you got the most out of this message. And I love you, my dear Capricorns. Bye.